It's a Black Monday on the Cameroonian media landscape. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us on the first edition for this week of Prime Flash, coming to you live from My Media Prime Television. I am Dolly Ngonde Iswe on the anchor. Now, Martinez Zogo, a Yaoundé-based journalist, has been killed as he was found naked and abandoned around the Soir neighborhood there in the capital city of Yaoundé recently. The story holds that he had been abducted some 4 days ago before his body was found yesterday, already in a state of advanced decomposition, as we are told better in the following report done for us by Eileen Sama.
The Cameroonian media industry has been hit by a tragedy. The lifeless body of journalist Martinez Zogo, who was found in the wee hours of this morning, Sunday, January 22, 2023, in the state of decomposition in the nation's capital, Yaoundé. Recall that the journalist, who doubles as director of Amplitude FM, a popular radio station in the central region of Cameroon, was kidnapped by unknown gunmen at his residence around a gendarmerie brigade in the outskirts of Yaoundé 4 days ago. It is worth mentioning that Zogo, who was critical of some big shots in Yaoundé, was host of a popular radio program.
Vous savez, il y a une affaire qui fait la une aujourd'hui des médias. On en parle un peu partout dans les salons feutrés. Cette affaire de retroussement fiscal dont il fait l'objet aujourd'hui, dans son entreprise fait l'objet.
C'est une cabale, hein, cela a été démontré.
Il n'y a aucune cabale là-dedans. Je suis désolé. Il n'y a aucune cabale. Depuis l'indépendance du Cameroun, avez-vous déjà appris qu'un opérateur économique ou un industriel camerounais ou un homme d'affaires reconnu comme tel, établi comme tel, a poursuivi en justice des fiscalistes pour arnaque ou bien...
Sauf qu'ils ont été piégés.
However, the Cameroonian authorities, through the Minister of Communication, René Emmanuel Sadi, had vowed to bring those behind his kidnapping to justice, as clearly stated in this communique dated Friday, 20th January 2023. Unfortunately, he was killed 2 days after, with his naked, lifeless body found and clothes along his shoes lying beside his mortal remains and dumped in an area around Soir. The abduction of Martinez Zogo, host of the popular program Embouteillage on Amplitude FM Yaoundé, drew wide condemnation from journalists and journalism associations within and out of Cameroon, who called for findings into his abduction. It is worth highlighting that several other journalists in Cameroon and around the world have lost their lives under similar circumstances for simply carrying out their job, as many continuously target them for being critical minds.
Justice indeed is demanded of his death, and we are saying condolence to the family, the bereaved family and loved ones, as well wishes. Now, still on a sad note, the former head coach of the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon, Fils Guehe Ikome, is no more. According to reports, the one-time coach of the Buya FC was found dead in his car on the early hours of January 22nd, 2023, following a road accident. Born in Douala on April 1961, he was the deputy coach of the Cameroon's men's senior football team from 1994 to 1996. And in the same light, Gabriel Dodo Ngonde Ndoke, Minister of Mines, Industries and Technologies Development or Technological Development, is no more. He passed away at his Yaoundé residence recently following a cardiac arrest. Meantime, his office has been sealed by forces of law and order as he dies at age 52 after serving at the post as a post of minister for just 4 years under the regime of Ngonde. Now let's talk developmental news as the roadmap of activities for the 2023 year has been presented to the staff and administration of the BT Media Group. This was over the weekend here in their Douala-based headquarters, which saw the presence of many correspondents in attendance as well of the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer of the company, as many presented their balance sheet for the year 2022 and also the projections for this new year. Take a listen to this report. It is the first month of the year 2023 and the perfect timing for re-evaluation and a presentation of the 2022 balance sheet in most companies. Thus, the BT Media Group is not left out. From the regions to the headquarters, these are workers of the media group attending their first ever General Assembly meeting here at their Douala headquarters, situated in the Fengudong-Banga neighborhood. In the presence of the Chief Executive Officer, Madame Zenabo Epus-Tambe, the workers, including journalists and technicians, will now express their projections for this new year.
For 2023, just do more reports and more documentaries, cultural related, and I got the program already. Thank you very much for management for making that happen for me, so that we can have a program at least for cultural documentaries and cultural programs.
Probably management to see that some of the challenges that technicians have been facing and those that have been brought to me, those that I know of, we'll see how we can sort them out this 2023.
Meanwhile, on his part as the Director General of the Media Group, Mr. Kumlunet has also given out the roadmap of activities for the year.
Quand il y a un problème, comme d'habitude, tu écris ce qu'on peut résoudre, on résout. Mais il faut continuer avec le travail. Et Yaoundé, vous avez encore besoin d'un technicien là-bas.
With every desire expressed in improving on the quality of services rendered to the public, the CEO won't be short of words in assuring the masses towards the realization of all that means well for the viewership of the million viewers.
All what you people say, we are going to try our best to do what we can do. I thank all of you once more, and together we can go very far.
The media group, which has been existing for the past 5 years, is adding up to the pros of the Cameroonian media landscape thanks to the provision of entertaining, informative, but not limited to educative contents broadcasted 24/7 via its 7 channels, with My Media Prime TV now available on almost every platform, including Canal Sat at channel 309. You are watching the 9:30 a.m. Prime Flash coming to you live from My Media Prime Television. We keep on talking news as the Minister of Water and Energy Resources, Gaston Ilundu Isumba, has visited the construction site of the Nyom 2 Transformation Post. Accompanying him was the Director General of the National Electricity Transportation Corporation, Victor Mbemi Nyankang, who has assured Cameroonians that the progress status of the construction is already at 80%, as the transformation post is expected to tap electricity supply from the Nashtikal Dam. And in health, the World Health Organization says a greater number of persons who have hybrid immunity will sustain and be protected against the Omicron variant, which in recent times has led to a surge in the COVID-19 cases. As we get details right ahead with health reporter Bukengo Badi.
Following recent surge of COVID-19 cases led by Omicron variants BF.7 and XBB.1.5 globally, the World Health Organization chief scientist says recent studies shows that a person with hybrid immunity has very low chance of suffering borne infections and diseases, especially Omicron variants and COVID pneumonia.
The advantage of getting vaccinated, even if you've had prior infection, is that you're really boosting that immune system and ensuring that your immune system will have a good memory to this virus so that it has a very good response if you get exposed in the future, particularly to new variants with new mutations. So hybrid immunity, which is both natural and vaccinated, is the best kind of immunity to have.
Being a combination of a person's infection and vaccination history, Getting vaccinated after surviving coronavirus is critical to reducing severity, though it may vary from person to person.
So natural infection does stimulate the immune response and gives you some immunity, but it varies from person to person. In some people it lasts a few months, in some people it goes to a year.
Worth noting is the fact that protecting oneself against COVID-19 infections, diseases, variants, mutation, lineages, and sub through hybrid immunity could be very dangerous, as being infected with the disease doesn't guarantee a safe healing. As infected person may die from the disease, especially those with weak immune system. Nonetheless, staying healthy and safe through respecting barrier measures and vaccination are the best, safest method for combating COVID-19 and its variants.
That was Bukengo Wadi reporting there. Thank you, Wadi. And now let's talk sports, as host nation of the 2023 African Nations Championship. Algeria, alongside Mozambique, have both sailed through to the round of 8 from their Group A stage during the ongoing competition taking place there in Algeria, while Libya and Ethiopia have been sent packing home. In other news, Vincent Aboubakar has returned to Besiktas in Turkey as sports lady Magdala Eyong so now updates us on the biggest stories.
The Desert Foxes of Algeria and the Mambas of Mozambique have picked up a ticket for the quarterfinals of the ongoing 2022 African Nations Championship in Algeria. Host nation Algeria had already secured their place for the quarterfinals before the last round of games in Group A, following a win over Libya and Ethiopia. In their last group game played at the Nelson Mandela Stadium on Saturday evening, Algeria defeated Mozambique by 1-0 to make it 3 wins in as many games for the host. Despite the defeat of the Mambas of Mozambique, they also booked their spot to the last 8 of the competition, following wins over Libya and a draw against Ethiopia. The Mediterranean Knights of Libya came from a goal down to beat the Walia Ibex of Ethiopia, but then Ethiopia as well as Libya have been booted out of the competition. Libya therefore joins bottom place Ethiopia out, and Algeria as well as Mozambique sails through to the next phase of the competition. In the meantime, former Indomitable Lions and Intermediate Lions coach of Cameroon, Phils Ngweha Ikwam, has died in Yaoundé after a car crashed at the age of 61. The former Under-20 Lions coach was found dead inside his car in the early hours of Saturday, January 21. It is alleged that the former home-based national team coach had knocked down someone and drove off the scene. Bike riders chased him and he hit a wall, which amounted to his death. The CAF License A holder served the nation as deputy coach of the Indomitable Lions between 1994 to 1996 before switching to the role of the head coach of the Under-20 team. While in his role as coach of the Junior Lions, Gueha was co-opted in a panel of experts to scout opponents in Cameroon's glory campaign in the African Cup of Nations tournament in 2000. Besides coaching, he was technical director of Astre team that finished runner-up to Coton Sport in 2011 and technical director of the Mount Cameroon FC of Boyar team that won the Cup of Cameroon in 2002. After staying away for a while, he returned to the national team in 2007 as deputy coach of the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon. On the other hand, Cameroonian forward Vincent Aboubakar has joined Besiktas for the 3rd time. This comes after the termination of his contract at Saudi Arabia, following the signing of a new striker, Cristiano Ronaldo. It should be noted that Vincent Aboubakar was first of all at Besiktas in 2016 on loan from Porto. Despite signing a deal below his market value, Aboubakar returns to a club where he needs no introduction.
Welcome back. Let's now talk news out of the continent as Naivona takes us through Tanzania, Madagascar, and also Malawi to talk the biggest stories from the continent. Take a listen to her report.
We begin our African tour in Tanzania, where for the very first time in 7 years, an opposition rally has taken place in the country following the lift of a ban by Tanzanian President Samia Hassan. The ban, which prohibited political rallies, was imposed back in 2016 by Tanzania's former head of state, John Magufuli. After the leaves of this ban by President Hassan, the chairman of Tanzania's opposition party, Freeman Mbowe, staged the very first political rally in the town of Mwanza on January 20, 2023, during which he was received by thousands of supporters. The non-governmental organization Amnesty International has, however, urged Tanzanian authorities to prioritize the protection of human rights, such as removing obstacles to rights to freedom of peaceful assembly, association, and an expression. We now move to Madagascar, where the first tropical storm of the season has floated over 700 houses at the country's city of Sambava on Friday, January 20, 2023. According to preliminary reports from the National Office for Risk and Catastrophe Management, over 300 people were evacuated and several others missing, with more than 700 houses flooded. We end in Malawi, where the outbreak of cholera has sparked a massive demand for vaccines, though the country's stocks are reportedly running low. According to local media, the country has limited cholera vaccines, despite having secured a tranche of 2.9 million doses from the Gavi-supported Global Oral Cholera Vaccine stockpile in November. As of January 20, 2023, Malawi's health authorities have reported a total of 631 new cases of cholera and several related deaths across the country's 29 health districts.
And that report concludes today's edition of Prime Flash. Thank you for watching. Up next is The Brief at exactly 10 a.m. with Lasha Kingsley and co-hosts at 11 o'clock. The In the House is coming up, as well as many more interesting programs. If you choose to stay with us, then I wish you, of course, a very beautiful Monday morning. I have been Dolly Ngonde on the anchor. The news was produced by Modika. Elvis. General coordination came from Fitata and, of course, supervision from Kim Leonard. Up till tomorrow, stay blessed and bye for now.